Welcome back. I'm Rajveer Kaur. I'm a mindful chemistry coach and I teach 11th and 12th class science students the subject of chemistry and help them get above 90% marks in their final exams. I also help them prepare for their entrance exams. So in this series of videos, I'm taking up the back exercises of NCERT chemistry. And in this particular video, we will be taking up the last 4 questions of second chapter of 12th class, back exercise NCERT chemistry. The chapter is solutions. Question number 2.38 to 2.41 I will be taking up in this particular video. Question number 2.37 has been taken up entirely in a separate video because it was a long question. It was related to the bar graph. So it was taking a lot of time. So I had just stopped that video at that question only. Okay, so if you want the solution to that question, you can just go into the description of this video. I have given the link to that particular video. Okay, so let's now move into question number 38 and let's solve it. Okay, let's see what is the statement for question number 38. Question 2.38 chapter is solutions. Benzene and toluene form ideal solution over the entire range of composition. Okay. The vapor pressure of pure benzene and toluene at 300 Kelvin are. Okay. P naught B. So I am taking P naught B as the vapor pressure of pure benzene. So it is equal to 50.71 millimeter of mercury. And for toluene, P naught, now here I am taking P naught T, not P naught A, P naught T for toluene. So it is equal to 32.06 millimeter of mercury. Okay, respectively. Calculate the mole fraction of benzene in vapor phase if 80 gram of benzene is mixed with 100 gram of toluene. WB means weight of benzene. Okay, here I'm changing the symbols a little bit. WB is the weight of benzene. It is equal to 80 gram. WT is the weight of toluene. It is equal to 100 gram. Okay, now we need to find out what is the vapor pressure of benzene, mole fraction of benzene in the vapor phase. Mole fraction of benzene in the vapor phase. So in the vapor phase, the mole fraction is represented by YB. Y, okay, X is for the mole fraction in the solution, Y is for the mole fraction in the vapor phase. So it is equal to vapor pressure of benzene upon total vapor pressure. Vapor pressure of benzene upon total vapor pressure. This means we need to find out the vapor pressure of benzene. We need to find out the total vapor pressure. We can just put the values here and get the answer. Okay. So for that, what is the formula? The total vapor pressure of solution, it is equal to XB into P naught B for benzene plus XT into P naught T for toluene. You can take XA, XB if it is up to you. Okay, I'm taking it for my own convenience. I've changed the symbols a little bit. And if you change the symbols in your exam or somewhere in your test, just specify it that the symbol means this. Okay, there's nothing wrong in that. All right. So XB is the mole fraction of benzene. We need to first find out XB and XT. Okay, now for that we need to know what is the number of moles of benzene. So benzene is C6H6. It is C6H6. 12 multiplied by 6 plus 6. 12 multiplied by 6 is 72 plus 6, 78. Okay, so this is the molar mass. So I can just write 80 upon 78. So it will come out to be equal to 80 upon 78. 80 divided by 78. It's coming out to be equal to 1.025. 1.025. Then Na is equal to, for toluene, this is the formula or the structure of toluene, C7H8. 12 multiplied by 7 plus 8. So 12 multiplied by 7 plus 8, it's coming out to be equal to 92. Okay, so NT, that is the number of moles of toluene, it will be equal to 100 divided by 92. So it is coming out to be equal to 1.087. So this is number of moles of toluene. Okay. Now what will be the mole fraction of benzene? It will be 1.025 upon 1.025 plus 1.087. So it will be equal to 1.025 divided by 1.025 plus 1.087. So it's coming out to be equal to 0.485. So xt will be equal to 1 minus 0.485. So it is equal to 0.515. Just put the values here. We have been given P naught T, we have been given P naught B, we can find out PS. So it is equal to XB is 0.485 multiplied by 50.71 plus XT is 0.515 multiplied by 32.06. So it is equal to 0.485 multiplied by 50.71, 24.59 plus 0.515 multiplied by 32.06, 16.51. So it is 24.59. So it is coming out to be equal to 41.1. So this is the total vapor pressure. And what is the vapor pressure of benzene only? PB. It is XB into P naught B. So this is the value for XB into P naught B. So put the values here in this equation. So it will be equal to 24.59 upon 41.1. 24.59 divided by 41.1. So it's coming out to be equal to 0.598. So this is the mole fraction of benzene in the vapor phase. Okay, hope this is clear to you. Still you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section below. Okay, and if you are getting clarity, do let me know that also, so that I can, I feel good when my students, they get their concepts clarified. All right, so let's now move into the next question. Question number 2.39. The air is a mixture of a number of gases. The major components are oxygen and nitrogen with approximate proportion of 20% is to 79% by volume. Okay, so the percentage of oxygen is 20%. Percentage of nitrogen has been given to be equal to 79% by volume at 298 Kelvin. Water is in equilibrium with air at a pressure of 10 atmosphere. So this means that the pressure of air above the level of water is 10 atmosphere. Okay, pressure of gases above water is equal to 10 atmosphere. So this is the total vapor pressure. This is the total vapor pressure. Okay, because it is because of all the gases. At 298 Kelvin, if the Henry's constants for oxygen and nitrogen, okay, KH for O2, it is equal to 3.30 into 10 raised to the power 7 millimeter, and KH for nitrogen is 6.51 into 10 raised to the power 7 millimeter, respectively. Calculate the composition of these gases in water. We need to find out the composition of these gases in water. Okay, first of all, we have been given the total vapor pressure to be equal to 10 atmosphere. Now, because KH has been given in millimeter of mercury, we need to convert this also into millimeter of mercury. So it will be 10 into 760 millimeter of mercury. 10 into 760 millimeter of mercury. So because oxygen is 20%, this means out of the total vapor pressure, 20% vapor pressure will be because of oxygen. Okay, so we can just write PO2 will be equal to 20% of the total vapor pressure, that is 10 into 760. So this will come out to be equal to 760 multiplied by 2, 1520 millimeter of mercury, 1520 millimeter of mercury. Okay, or you can just keep it like this only, 2 into 760 mm. You can keep it this way. Okay, then Pn2 will be equal to 79 upon 100 into 79 upon 100 into 760 into 10. Okay, so just I think you have got it. Okay, we can just write 7.9 into 760 millimeter. Okay, so pressure of oxygen and partial pressure of oxygen and partial pressure of nitrogen we have got. We have been given the KH values. We need to find out what is the composition. Composition means we need to find out what will be the amount of oxygen and amount of nitrogen in that mixture. So it is P is equal to KH into X. So if it is PO2, KHO2, XO2. So we need to find out XO2 and XN2. XO2 and XN2. So XO2 will be equal to PO2 upon KHO2. So it is equal to 2 multiplied by 760 upon KH. KH has been given to be equal to 3.30 into 10 raised to the power 7. So it will be equal to 2 multiplied by 760 divided by 3.3, 460 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 7. Okay, so Xn2 will be equal to Pn2 upon KHn2. So Pn2 is 7.9 into 760 upon KH is 6.51 into 10 raised to the power 7. So it is coming out to be equal to 7.9 multiplied by 760 divided by 6.51. So it is equal to 922 into 10 raised to the power minus 7. 922 into 10 raised to the power minus 7. You can just convert these into scientific notation. Okay, so this is the answer for this question. Okay, so let's now move into the next question, that is question number 40. 2.40 chapter is solutions, 12th class NCERT back exercise. Determine the amount of calcium chloride, want-off factor for which has been given to be equal to 2.47. Dissolved in 2.5 liter of water. Okay, such that its osmotic pressure is pi has been given to be equal to 0.75 atmosphere. Temperature has been given to be equal to 27 degrees C. And whenever we use the temperature in any numericals, we need to first convert it into degree Kelvin. Okay, we need to convert it into Kelvin. 273 plus 27, 27 or 25. So it will be 300 Kelvin. Okay, so it is the question of osmotic pressure. So we need to find out the amount of calcium chloride. So pi is equal to CRT, and if it is the question of dissociation or association, I will be included, that is want-off factor. Okay, so I is 2.47. Now, what is concentration, number of moles per unit volume? So I can just write NB upon V RT. Okay, or okay, first of all, we will be finding it out. What is the value for NB from this equation? So NB will be equal to pi V. Value for pi is 0.75. Value for V is 2.5 liter. Value for I is 2.47. R you will be using 0.082 here because we need to see the units of pressure and volume what we have been given. Okay, so multiplied by 300. So this will come out to be equal to 0.75 multiplied by 2.5 divided by 2.47, 0.082 and 300. So it is coming out to be equal to 0.031. So this is the number of moles. Now number of moles we need to convert it into grams because we have been asked for calculating the amount. Amount is in grams. Okay. So for that we need the molar mass of calcium chloride. So it will be 40 plus 2 into 35.5. 40 plus 71. So it will be 40 plus 71 will be equal to 111. Okay, 111. So the amount of PaCl2 will be equal to 0.031 multiplied by 111. So it is equal to 0.0311. No, 0.031 multiplied by 111. So it is coming out to be equal to 3.441 grams. So this is the amount of calcium chloride that we need to put in this solution so that its osmotic pressure is this much. All right. So let's now move into the last question of this chapter. Congratulations. We are at the finish line now. Question number 2.41. Determine the osmotic pressure of a solution. Okay, we need to find out pi. By dissolving 25 milligram of potassium sulfate. Okay, WB has been given to be equal to 25 milligram, that is 10 to the power minus 3 gram, 25 into 10 to the power minus 3 gram in 2 liter of water. Volume is 2 liter at 25 degrees C. Temperature is equal to 25 degrees C, equal to 273 plus 25 equal to 298 Kelvin. Assuming that it is completely dissociated. Now, because it is completely dissociated, we will not consider the degree of dissociation. It is 100%. So alpha will be equal to 1 here. Okay. So potassium sulfate is there. So it is completely dissociated. So what is the value of I? Number of particles after dissociation upon number of particles before dissociation. So what is the number of particles before dissociation? One complete molecule of potassium sulfate is there. Okay. After dissociation, how many have been formed? 2 potassium, 1 sulfate, 3 total. Okay. So it will be. So pi is equal to ICRT. All right. So it is equal to IN upon VRT. Number of moles of potassium sulfate has not been given. We have been given the value for its amount. Okay, so we just can find out what is the number of moles. N is equal to WB upon MB. MB is the molar mass of potassium sulfate. So what is the atomic mass of potassium? It is 39 plus 32 plus 64 because oxygen, 4 oxygens are there. Okay, 16 into 4, 64. 32 is for sulfur. So 39 multiplied by 2 plus 32 plus 64. So it's coming out to be equal to 174. Okay, so number of moles we can just find out. n is equal to 25 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 upon 174. So we can just directly put the value here. 3 multiplied by 25 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 upon 174. Volume has been given to be equal to 2 liter. Okay, right. So R is 0.082 multiplied by temperature. T is 298 Kelvin. So it's coming out to be equal to 3 multiplied by 25 multiplied by 0.082 multiplied by 298 divided by 174 divided by 2. So it is coming out to be equal to 5.27 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 atmosphere. So this will be the osmotic pressure of this particular solution. All right. Hope this is clear to you. So we have finished this chapter now. Hope you have got a lot of conceptual clarity. Still, if you are facing any kind of problem, write in the comment section below. I'm here to help you out. Okay. And I can even teach you in my live online classes also. For that, you just need to see the description and reach out to me and we will connect. All right. So next, I will be taking up the next chapter. And first do this thoroughly and understand the concepts. Do subscribe to the channel because I will be putting regularly these videos. Okay, I will see you in the next video with the next chapter.